Hello everybody, it's Stefan Gunning here, and today we are going to have a look at how you should go about, or how I believe you should go about setting your goals in life. Now, I know what you're thinking. You've heard this a million times that you said we should be setting your goals to achieve what you want in life, but bear with me. I'm going to have a little bit of a different approach to how you should be setting your goals. Okay, but first of all, I'm going to start with saying what I do not believe in and what I believe you should not be doing, and that is to just basically set your short-term goals on a daily basis and achieving those goals and ticking them off just day by day, and they do not form part of a larger plan. They do not form part of a mission statement that we are going to cover right now. So basically, if you just set these short-term goals, and I've done this in the past as well, then it offers a sense of instant gratification, but it does not form part of something that is truly important. Okay, so let's say if I set a goal every day that I want to go to the gym, and then I go for 20 minutes just doing, and no, not really enough, but at the end of the day I feel like I've went to the gym, that was my goal, so yeah, it's fine, I can go on. That is not the approach that I follow, but rather I follow something much more personal, and that is also what Stephen Covey in his book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People covered, and that is to think about different aspects in your life. Now this can be social, this can be professional, this can be your physical or even spiritual aspects of your life, and dissect them and look at what at the end of your life what you really want to achieve in all these different aspects. And then you can compile what we call a mission statement. At the end of this life, I want to be able to do this in this different areas of my life, and that is something just extremely powerful, and you should really take the time to consider what is important to you in these aspects so you can set a strong mission statement. Okay, because what better fulfilling experience would you have if you know you've achieved your mission in life, what you set out to do. Okay, so take the time to do this, but just remember that a mission statement should not be vague. Try to make it specific, and also try to make it measurable. Some people would say to try to make it time-based, but then you often feel defeated if you don't do it in a certain time. So I would ignore making it time-based and just focus on making it a little bit more measurable and specific. So if you take an example, don't just say, okay, I want to be very successful. How are you going to measure that after a year or a month? How are you going to look back and see, I did something right or I did something wrong? So rather make it very specific and say, I want to be the director of my company that maybe you started, or the company that you're currently in, and I want to keep that position until I retire. Okay, that is going to be maybe some of you would want to set a great mission, maybe some of you would want to set a smaller mission. That is just an example. And of course, just to make this and your different aspects in life that you find important. And another thing that I would like to throw in here is by just saying that if you, let's say you set 5 missions of your life, maybe rank them versus what is more important to you, and then go about setting the long-term, medium and short-term goals, which you're going to go over in the next video. Because usually if you have to set maybe 10 different long-term goals for these 5 different mission statements, and then setting 20 different short-term goals, it gets a little bit overwhelming. So maybe take this step by step, and usually if you feel comfortable with one aspect of it, then you can bring a different mission into it. So then we're just going to cover how you should go about setting long-term goals and setting them, and then in the next video is going to cover medium and also short-term goals. Now, of course, your long-term goals, they can be based on yearly or maybe semi-annually. It really doesn't matter what you feel comfortable with. But again, you should not just pluck your long-term goals out of the air. You should look at your mission statement and derive what is important to me of this mission statement that I can start building in a year or in 6 months or maybe even 2 years, and look back and see that I achieved this. I'm well set to go on with my mission statements. Okay, so this is something that a lot of people tend to start with. At the start of the year, we all make New Year's resolutions, and we just simply start with long-term goals. And what happens? We just tend to leave it, not even midway through the year, we tend to leave it after 2 months, because it's just not personal enough to us, and usually we just see that it's causing us too much pain, we are not getting enough pleasure, and we just tend to leave it. Okay, so if we're going to focus it on a greater mission in life, I believe that we will set the right long-term goals, and we will actually build our medium and our short-term goals so that we can achieve this. So I'm not going to make this video too long. I'm going to end it here, and then in the next one we are going to have a look at how we should go about setting our medium and our short-term goals. So I will see you very soon.